Hey, MLS listing subscribers, welcome back to another episode of the Vendor Spotlight. We promised to have Brent Adams back, and Brent, we've got you. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing, Dave?
Oh, doing great. Thanks so much for coming back. I know we had you on about a month ago to do the realist portion, which was fantastic. And I think today you're going to go ahead and show us some features of the MLS-Touch mobile
That's
there.
exactly right.
Awesome. Fantastic. Everybody needs a great mobile. I just had some agents, actually call me yesterday and I went, we need a good mobile. What do you recommend? And this is perfect timing. I'm going to send them this video as soon as we're done. So, yeah, if you're ready, I'll let you go and take it away and show off some of these features.
All right. Thanks, Dave. All right. So you're looking at my phone right now. And by the way, I'll be approaching this from the aspect of using an iOS device. I'm using an iPhone 12 right now. But just so people know, the app does work on both iOS devices and Android devices too. The first thing you need to know, you'll see I've already downloaded the app myself, but I do want to make sure that everybody knows exactly how to get it from the App Store. And again, or the Google Play Store, if that's what you happen to be using on an Android device. So just tap on that App Store and you notice I've already got the MLS-Touch words put up there in the search box. And the app you want is going to be the one that looks just like this. It's the MLS-Touch app, and it's got the white background with the little white stripes in there. So that's all you need to know in order to download the app. Once you get that app downloaded onto your device, again, you're going to see the logo there. It's going to say MLS-Touch. Now, I've already logged into the app. I took the liberty of doing that before we started today's demo. But if it's the first time that you've ever logged in to the app, you are going to need to select your state first. And that's, of course, going to be California for the folks who are watching this today. And then you'll need to select MLS listings from a list of different MLSs that we serve in California as well. Now, once you log in, or when you do log in, I should say, you want to use the exact same credentials that you use to log into the MLS to reach Matrix, because literally MLS-Touch is like Matrix, the MLS in the palm of your hand. Now, where you end up after you've logged in is what we affectionately refer to here as the six pack. And you can get a good idea as to why we call it that. We've got the 6 different locations here, or the 6 different things that you can click on. And then, of course, some extra information down here at the bottom, which we'll cover briefly as well. Now, most of the top half of the 6 pack is really relegated to doing searches. You can see I've got my saved searches. I can do various types of different searches, whether that's by MLS number or a map search. You can even access your listings here in the app, and also, of course, any properties that you favorite show up here as well. But let's quickly go in just to a basic search, and that's going to be an MLS search. So I'm going to click over here on what looks like the pound sign where it says MLS search. And notice I've already got a couple of numbers already placed in there. What's really nice is that MLS-Touch remembers the last time you did a search, and it keeps those MLS numbers in there until you take them out. And you can do that just by clicking on the X's next to these. As you can see, you can search by up to 10 numbers if you want. I've already got the 4 in here, so when I run my search, here's the 4 properties that I'm looking at right off the bat. Now, you're always going to be able to toggle whenever you see properties in a list or a map. You can always toggle between different views if you want to as well. So right now I'm on a list view, but up at the top, if I care to, I can also see where these properties are located on a map. And you'll notice it always scrolls out just about far enough so you can see all those properties in your field of view on your mobile device at that moment. But again, scroll in or scroll out to find out more information about those properties. Even tap on them if you just want to get a little bit more information about them too. So when you do tap on those properties, notice that kind of basic information about the home sort of shows up at the bottom of your screen. And if you just sort of grab that little gray bar there in the middle, you can see a little bit more, a little bit less about what's going on this property. So number one, you've got the photos. You can scroll through those if you want and take a look at the different photos of the property. This one looks like it's a new construction, but we'll just swipe back there and take a look at those beginning of those photos. You can tap on one and make it all photos if you'd like to as well. So again, photos are one of the most important things that people like to see about those properties. And then you've got the ability down here to see a couple pieces of information about it as well. What's the status? How many days has it been on the market? What's the list price? You'll also notice some basic information about the home sort of below the address. And you can always scroll out to the right to see just a little bit more information there about the year that property was built, or the square footage, or any other information that we're able to gather on it. If it's a property you're interested in, you can always favorite it simply by clicking on the star. And I can rate that app next time. But you can always favorite those properties and they'll show up in that favorite section for you too. Now, remember, I'm looking at the client, or excuse me, I'm looking at the agent version of the app. I'll show you more about the client version of the app in a little bit, but you've got the ability to share this listing with anyone that you want to. There's a lot of different ways that you can share listings via the app. Number one, you can send either a text message or an email up there at the top. Send in message is a little bit different, and that's where you'll actually be able to send this listing to a client if you want to. We'll give a tap on that real quick. I'll click on send in message. And here's one where I've set myself up as a client. I know that I'm Brent Adams here showing you how to use today's app. I'm not logged in as Brent Adams today. I'm actually logged in as Marie using this app, but I've set myself up as a client just so I still get those emails and those texts. So if I do want to share this within the app with my client, Brent Adams, all I need to do is tap on him. And you can see myself and Marie have gone back and forth talking about different properties already. So this is the message system within the app. And this is really what we like to really just helps the collaboration between the client and between you, the agent. So you can see as an agent, you've got the ability to send a property to your clients, ask them what they think about it. And then when they get that message within their version of the app, they're going to be able to talk back and forth with you. You're going to be able to set up showings, coordinate with them. And here's again, another property I'm about to send my client. And all I need to tap in here is go ahead and put in a little note. Here's another property to take a look at. You can send that to him, and then he'll be notified that you've sent him an information about a new property right within the app. So that's just how easy it is to share information with the client. Again, you've got the opportunity to use that message, or you can send it by email or by text message as well, which of course will be externally from the app too. Now, you can add this information to a cart for your clients if you'd like to as well. Maybe it's a property that I know Brent's interested in, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add it to one of his carts. That's another way to stay organized with these properties. You can run a comparables report. You can actually set up a showing request if you want to. Just give a tap on that one, and you'll be able to email the listing agent for this property. You'll be able to set up a showing if you'd like to as well. There, I'll just delete that draft for now. And you can even print out any information you want to as well. Navigating back to the map is easy just by clicking on View Map or See in 3D, or even get directions to this property too. And then you've got a lot of different pieces of information to go down through here at the bottom, whether it's any public remarks, any private notes you'd like to leave. There's a mortgage estimator, any features. And this is all information that's coming from Matrix, that's coming from the listing agent who input this listing into Matrix. And all that information syncs back and forth almost instantly. So whenever any price changes are made or status changes are made, all those things will show up not only in Matrix, but right here in the app directly after those changes were made. Now, again, you, the agent, when you're using this version of the app, have access to things like showing instructions, agent remarks, or the listing agent. These are things that when you share this app with your client, they won't necessarily see. They won't be able to have that access to the listing agent or see those agent remarks. They're going to have, you as the direct contact for anything they need to know about any properties that you share with them through the app. However, of course, the agent can always contact those listing agents if they like to. So that's really all the details there that you see when you open up a listing. Let's go back to the home page, which again is that 6-pack. I'll close out of this listing search. And I'll also notice or mention to you that there's also a map search too. This is one of my favorite ways to search. Now, the one thing to know about MLS-Touch is it's very much geared to really your field of view at that time. So you can see that I'm scrolled in now into the general San Jose area. But if I were to scroll out and head up towards, San Francisco, you see as I scroll in, we'll get different listings that just populate right in my field of view. And I've got over 2,400 in that field of view, but I'm only able to access in a list right now about 300. That's about as much as we can handle. But what's also very nice is you can narrow things down a little bit if you want to, and there's a few ways to do that. So if you come up to the top bar up here at the top, it's very easy to narrow things down by a specific geographic area if you want to. So for example, if I start to put in Santa Clara, and I want to find properties in the Santa Clara subdivision, it's going to zoom into that general area and only find me properties in that general area, as you can see. Now I can easily click back in that box again, take that out. And another thing that you can do is you can also jump to an area. Maybe there's a particular school that someone's interested in seeing properties nearby. and it's in Mountain View, California. So if I type or press on the Mountain View selection down here at the bottom after just putting in school, we'll drop a pin right on that area. And then you can start to zoom out a little bit and see where any properties or any listings might be that are nearby that particular geographic location that you wanted to find. So just all kinds of different ways that you can navigate to properties and areas that you'd like to see. As I scroll out a little bit, I'll also mention that you can use some of the tools over here in the upper right-hand side to search for properties too. If I want to narrow a few things down and I just want to draw a particular shape, I can go ahead and I can tap that little pencil right there, and I can just look for properties in a specific area where I've drawn a shape. Easy to get rid of those simply by clicking on that icon again, and we'll go ahead and we'll get rid of those, and then you're looking in the entire area again. So those are really the basics of searching. The last way I did want to show you to search, and I just hit the home button to get back to that six-pack again, is going to be the advanced search. So here's where, for example, you can search by city or zip code if you like. In this case, I'll select the city and either use that lookup table where you can see that I can just go ahead and scroll through those. But if I just want to find properties, perhaps in San Jose, I'll go ahead and hit apply. You can find any different types of properties if you want to. And this advanced search is where we really do use all the same exact search types and attributes that we use for you in Matrix. So any type of property that you have searchable in Matrix, you're also going to have searchable here in MLS-Touch as well. In this case, I can use some prices. Maybe I'll look for properties and spin the big wheel here. And we'll look maybe for properties between 900,000 and, let's say 1.2 million. Hit apply. Maybe I want to find properties with at least 3 bedrooms and at least 3 bathrooms. And once you're ready, you can go ahead and hit search, and you can find all the properties either in a list or a map view that match exactly the criteria that I'm looking for too. Anytime a client or anytime an agent, I should say, wants to save a search, all they have to do is come down here to hit save search. And I can come down here and say, this is Brent's search that I'll save today. And we'll put down today's date as well. And that way I can know exactly when that search was created and who I created it for. And as I move back through the advanced search features, I do want to point out that there is a more criteria button down here at the bottom. This that you can see on the screen right here isn't all that you have. Click on more criteria, and we've got a host of other things that you can search on. Again, all that correspond to all the different search attributes that you have available for you in Matrix 2. So we really try to make it to mirror the MLS system the best as we can. So anyway, we'll close out there. That's really all you need to know about searches. Any of your saved searches, including the one I just put together, is saved for you over here. There's Brent's search that I just saved up here at the top, a couple other searches that were saved previously. Tap on any of them anytime you want to revisit those searches too. You can always access your listings. Unfortunately, since I am not an agent with MLS Listings, you won't see anything there, but you will see my favorites too. So I can see any properties that I favorited, including that one we just favorited at the beginning of today's demo, and that's available for you to take a look at along with any other properties you want to as well. One other thing to notice up here in the list format, whenever you click on those little icons or those sort of a little snowman icon, as I like to call it up there at the very top, that's another way that you can always share any list of listings with your clients as well, whether it be by email or by text message or even adding it to one of their carts too. So I've shown you a lot about how to use the app in terms of an agent. What I do want to show you next is what's really interesting about the app is you can actually brand it as an agent, your own brokerage if you want to as well. I'm going to navigate down here to the More section and point out that when I click on that More section, among other things, and you can see here I'm logged in as Marie today. That's who I'm masquerading as. I'm using today's app. But you've got access to those save searches. A few other things that you can do is that you can actually post your listings to Facebook right here if you've got integration with the Facebook app on your phone too. But one of the things I really want to point out that's very interesting here is the brand and share section. So as you click on that, there's a little tutorial that we'll walk you through, but I'm going to skip through that really briefly and point out that you notice right now that my app is branded to Remax. Let me kill this app just for 1 second and point out that there's also a version of the app that belongs to your clients that you can share with them too. And in this case, it's branded to MLS Listings. So notice when I tap on that, the app is branded to Remax for them as well. Okay, keep that in mind while I just scroll out of here for one moment, and then come back in and click on the presets section here. Now, you're welcome to put in your own custom logo and set your own colors if you want to, but we have taken the liberty of putting in a couple of presets for you in there. So if you've switched over, for example, to Century 21 from Remax in the past couple of weeks, you can go ahead and choose Century 21, apply those colors and logo. And as soon as I've done that, when I go over to my client's version of the app, there's updates just that quickly so that they can see that you've changed brokerages as well. While we're in here quickly in the agent, or I should say client version of the app, you'll notice the 6-pack has turned into a 9-pack. They still have access to their own save searches if they want to. They've got the ability to search via the map. They also have the ability to, in some cases, go ahead and use their advanced search too. So they have access to so many of the same features that you do, but when they go ahead and they look at a particular property, for example, and give a tap on it, you'll notice a lot of the features that they have available to them are a little bit limited. So they can share, they can print, but they don't have the ability to, again, set up a showing. That's something that we want you, their agent, to do so that they contact you and you guys can collaborate with what you need to find them the good properties that they're looking to buy. Again, scroll down a little bit further. They have access to things like the mortgage estimator, some features, and some assessments and taxes and fees, but they don't have any of that ability to contact that listing agent. They're only going to be able to contact you. And when they go back to that homepage and they click on the section over here entitled My Agent, they're only going to be able to contact you about any questions that they have on the app. So again, that's their version of the app, a little bit abridged features, but really the same searchability and the same power that all you as agents have available to you in the app too. One thing you may have noticed that I haven't touched on really quickly is the InstaView button here. And when I click on that InstaView button, it won't actually work for you today, but I do want to point out that if you're out on a listing appointment with a client, maybe you've shown them a condo in a particular condo complex, and they're interested in seeing if there's anything else in this complex that they might be interested in. Well, if you tap that InstaView button, we'll find you any actively listed properties within 400 feet of your actual location at that time. So it's a great feature where if you're just in a neighborhood that your clients are interested in, you might be able to find them some new properties that you weren't aware of that are near your physical location at that time. Of course, a couple other things you see down here at the bottom is our ability to run a hot sheet. And of course, you can always change what types of properties you'd like to run that hot sheet for, or even the location where you're running that hot sheet for too. And you can select up to 10 cities. In this case, you can see I'm already selected San Jose there. Well, I've rambled on quite a bit about MLS-Touch. I don't want to, again, go too much over that more section down there at the bottom. Just want to point out it is very important. It's a great place where you can set up a lot of your defaults, get any technical support, and really take a look at any video tutorials or any helpful handouts that we have that'll help you learn a little bit more about MLS-Touch that maybe I didn't have time to show you everything about today. But there's really a lot of great features in MLS-Touch. It truly is the MLS in the palm of your hand. If you're someone who spends a lot of time on the go, can't access Matrix from your laptop all the time, MLS-Touch really is a great tool for you and your clients.
Brent, that's fantastic. It really is got so much functionality, and it is ease of use, which I love. You make it look easy too, but no, it's fantastic. And I love the tagline, that Matrix in the palm of your hand. That really is what it is. And another thing to stress is you mentioned, those additional fields, right? Those advanced options. Every single one of those fields is from our listing management, right? So they can really get, with those filters, it is just like having Matrix right on your desktop. You can really get specific on the characteristics of a property you need. So, awesome job, Brent, as always. For our subscribers, download the app, have it ready. And I always tell agents, you never want to pull an app out that you've never used before, right, in front of a client. So, go in there, play around after you've watched the video, do some searches, save some searches, get comfortable with it so that when you're out in the field and you pull it out, you're confident, right, in its use. So, Brent, I got to thank you. We're going to have you back, I know, soon again in the future. Thanks for agreeing to come back on. And for everybody at home, stay tuned for our next vendor spotlight, and we're going to have Brent back soon enough. So thanks again, Brent.
Always a pleasure, Dave. Thank you guys very much too.
Take care, everybody.